Yeah, 48 would probably be enough. Yeah, if I cut this in half, I have enough for both sides. So one strip is enough for two sides of the cabinet. These will be the floating panels that are gonna go into the frame. So that's it. I can turn this off. Okay. So how are you doing? How is the commissions? I saw some of the drawings. I didn't see the last one though. I have to check that one out. Happy that you have a cool drawing challenge commission thing going. I don't think I'll need this circular saw anymore, at least for this project, so I'll just put this away. I'll turn off that vacuum for I'll turn it off as much as I can. I should definitely get like a little remote control on off switch thing that comes. There's that. You can plug it in and there's one that's automatic. You plug it into a box and whenever you turn on a machine, it turns the vacuum on. In this case, it's not very viable because I would need a 120 and this is a 220. So in this case, it would be the remote control version of it. It's a little remote control I can get to turn it on from here and turn it off. But you know, it costs like $100. I should just get it. I've been spending more money on other things that I don't really need. Oh, nice. Hey, why didn't it read out? Ah, why? Why were you scared? That's a good thing. The client was super nice. Nice. Good. That's good. Oh, another thing I wanted to check is how big is the wardrobe again in the back? Because I'll probably hope not. I hope I don't have to. Yeah, I think I do. Well, I could cut that down. You cut it into pieces. So I have a 1/4 inch piece here for the backing. It's just a foot wide, so it's not wide enough. I have another 1/4 inch panel that is for the drawer bottoms. Um, I'll be working on that pretty soon as well. So, oh, here we go. We're having lag spikes already. Yay. Stupid internet. My God. Why do you have to be this crappy? I'd like to know why. Anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna cut out the bottoms for the drawers. There's 4 more drawers, so it should leave me with a piece somewhat similar. I could cut it down and put it together with nails in the back, so it's no big deal. I'll just do that. I'm not gonna get super worried about that. At least I have enough material to work with, so that's good. Let's see here. What else? What else? What else? I have to cut these to size. That's okay. That happens. That happens. Okay, I have to pick one of these sides and use it as a stop for the table saw. I don't know why they are not cutting straight. It should cut straight. I did not do anything to this to, you know, bump it out of place or anything like that. So I'm really kind of baffled as to why I'm not having the same results as before. I was like super happy with, you know, things just lining up. Ah, he helped you with the pricing. Okay. I'm gonna have to recheck the square on the... What did I do with that knob? I took that fence off and now... Where is it? Ah, here we go. Put everything in the black corner. And then I can't find the black thing in the black corner. It's like, ah, sweet. That's great. Nice tip. It's great. Cool. For another commission for another person or the same person? Okay, let's see if I can find a way to check square for this. Do have my engineer squares. Let's see if I can get a good reading from this. Yeah, the fence seems to be ever so slightly off. That is weird. I have not snagged myself against the fence or anything like that the longest time. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm seeing a difference here. And that seems to have kind of closed it up. Okay. Where's that scraper? Here we go. Okay. So how's the cat? But it's interesting. Her husband does commissions as well. Like, and why did they ask you to make a drawing for them? Okay. Okay, let's see if I can get this square now. Just going to barely scrape it off. I'll check with the square here. That seems to be better. So, did this side, let's mark the other side. Oh, mate, that could be it. He specializes in other art, like drawings and stuff. Yeah, I guess. Aha, see, there is a difference there. Although I did use the bumpier side. Because, well, it shouldn't really change all that much. It was this one. And yeah, I want this side against the fence. Mark this side as needing revision. Yes, you should do that. You know, not that you don't draw very well, but you know, it's always good to keep on improving. I mean, you draw better than me now, so I haven't drawn anything in like forever. Like in, you mean like showing movement per se, or like people doing stuff? Still needs a little bit more. Trying to achieve perfection here, which is not. Ha! Yeah, that's good enough. Okay, let's see. Okay, we're good there. This side needs revision. Mark that down. 3 more to go. This side is a little rough. I don't want to use this side. Okay. You have to study Ed from Cowboy Bebop. That character had a lot of movement. Okay. Give this the same treatment. Ah, there's some bumps here. Let's remove them because they could interfere with our bit. It's not that I don't like drawing anymore. It's just that I really haven't been able to find the time, I guess. I've been doing other things with my free time. I talk to ADSM a lot of times while playing video games, so I mostly do that. But yeah, I haven't been. I don't know. I just haven't felt inspired to draw anything. I wanted to get back into it with the tablet, learn how to draw on the tablet and sketch and do all that stuff. It was a little weird and bumpy. Ah, there's some snipe here. Oh well. That goes on the inside. It's better. Yeah. I've done a couple because I have played around with it, but never posted anything. Yeah, this grain here is not cooperating. It's like really bad here. And there's no real way to like trim this down without making a massive mess. So or throwing it out of square as well. So I'm just gonna stop fidgeting around with it, because then you're gonna lose too much material to this. Okay, now try this. Okay. That's a nice clean side. Let's go for the last one. The bumps are on this side. We'll scrape that off. The planer is leaving some weird lines. Not sure what they are. Not sure why they're there. Yeah, that's good. Looks clean. Now, if theoretically speaking, if I were to line these up now, on this end, they should all line up perfectly. Or within a better margin of error, because before it was kind of off. I don't like kind of off. I want this to be perfect. I took too much time trying to set this up just for it to end up all crooked and weird for no reason. That feels good. Feels good and even. This one as well feels even. I just need to cut them to final size, and from what I'm seeing, this one down here is the shorter one. So we'll use this one as a measurement. We have 272. So let's turn this off and measure that out. Do 272 minus a hair. And see how that goes. Sorry, belchy today. Was not planned at all. Was not on purpose either. 172, let's just erase the line. That's a little too much. 72, just want to get this as straight as possible without any problems. This is the ugly cut side. We'll just flip that over. Well then, send me a picture through WhatsApp or something. I can check it out there. Oh, look at that. Still needs a little more. A little less, I mean. I can have a look here. There you go. Still needs to be moved ever so slightly more. Sometimes you move it and you don't think you moved it. And it actually did move it a little bit. That's okay. I think that will work. So we should have now 3 flat edges here. It's good. It's good. I don't have to keep pushing and prodding on this. Just have to get it done. Hello, how you doing, Chance? Nice to hear your name. Hello there. Giving this a final dimensioning on all these pieces. Because for some reason it wasn't lining up properly. The fence might need a little readjusting. So I'll probably do that later. Oh, I was about to freak out. I was like, wow, what? What's going on? I'm good. I'm good. I feel better because I've been having some really bad joint pain. But it turns out it's just that I've been using my hands and, you know, the rest of my body in ways that it wasn't supposed to be used. Using the palm of my hand here as hammers to push boards into position and stuff like that. I've really done a number on my wrists, and at least I've stopped doing that, so I feel a lot better. Okay, let's sighting down the board to see which one was the planer side and which one was the cut side with the table saw. Yeah. I know I'm not supposed to, but when you're up at a scaffold and you're trying to get something done, and the boss is kind of breathing down your neck about, hey, what's going on? Haven't seen this get finished yet. And it's like, well, safety precautions out the window. Let's get it done. Bing, 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 bang, boom, bang, and then it's done. Yeah. I always found interesting there's a little palm hammer. Yeah. There's like a pneumatic palm hammer. You wrap around your hand and it actually sits here, and you put it on top of like nails, and it'll drive nails in. I'm here looking at that. I'm like, yeah, that's the same thing I was doing. Of course, my hand is not driving in nails, but imagine the joint pain that person will have to endure afterwards, after hammering in who knows how many nails with that thing. It's gotta be crazy. Gotta be crazy. Okay, so these are now down to their last and final dimensioning, at least lengthwise. Now they all seem to be nice and square to each other, which is awesome. Yeah. So we have this done. Now I have this board here that I need to get the same width as this. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure that's not like a good invention to use a lot. Ever since I saw it, I was like, yeah, no, that's not a good idea. But, oh well. Okay, let's see. Final dimensioning on these are 271 and a little bit more. 271.5. So let's set that up here. Could do 272 and sneak the cut. Oh, hold on. I had the vacuum off. No wonder I was kind of feeling the air a little thick. A little barbecue-y. Hard maple smells like barbecue sometimes. Whenever it gets kind of like burnt with a table saw, you get that little char smell. I still need to cut them all down to the same thickness because there is a difference here on all of them. So, good thing is I still have material to work with. So that's great. I have to shift this out of place again. Yeah. I need to move this. And now, let's see. Do I use the factory edge or do I use this edge? This is... Well, we could use this edge. Although there are kind of a few stepped areas here. It's not great. Don't know why this is happening now. It wasn't happening... Well, at least with the PVC, that didn't happen. Okay, I'll use the factory edge first, and then the sneaking in I'll do on the other side. I mean by use factory edge, I mean use it as the guide. Okay, hopefully this goes great without a hitch. Have to just keep it consistent so I don't get those teeth marks. This is easier said than done. I have to shift the position of my hands and I have to keep a pretty consistent stance. Okay. Let's see, we have a little tooth mark there. I should definitely maybe cut it in half, and that will, you know, save me some trouble with positioning and having straight edges and all that stuff. That would mean I would have to remove the fence. Okay, let's see here. Do we have an exact fit? Pretty sure we don't, because we still need to clean up the edge. Wow, it's like nothing. But that little nothing could make the fit go all wrong. I could use this to sneak it up this way. Let's just move it out of the way so it's not interfering. It's not touching there. Let's see how that goes. Just nudge it ever so slightly. And actually this blade is pretty good at like keeping chip out to a minimum. Well, I could do that as well, but my planes aren't sharp right now. That's actually there. I don't have to do anything else. Okay, we're good. Yeah, it's great. Again, one thing to note is that this will actually have tongues on it. So I actually have to cut tongues on these ends and tongues on the panel as well. I don't know if tongues on a panel is a good idea, but it's that or just butt it up against the two sides and then cut it to the same size that is going to get left over from the tongues. So it's like 10 millimeters from each side. So we still have some wiggle room to work with. We'll do that. Right now, I just need to cut this into halves. Half and half and half. And then I have the 4 panels, or approximately final dimensions of the panels So let's do that also real quick. I need to set this up right here. Yeah. Well, I need to take off the fence, the other side. Yeah, and this thing has a little play now. I have to reset this. So let me just get my square again and check that this is butting up square to the fence again. The thing is, it's kind of hard because one, this square is kind of small. Getting a super massive engineer square is really expensive. See, there's for some reason it wants to go back a little bit more than usual. I could try to maybe screw it in just ever so slightly. Is it a 5/3/8? Let's see. This might be a little bigger. Yep, it's a little bigger. Wrong drawer. No. It's actually a little bigger. It's a 1/2 inch. Oh, come on, really? I'm really bad at judging size of these things. Maybe it's a 13 millimeter, not a 5/8. Let's see. There we go. Ever so slightly inwards. Let's check this out again. As soon as it touches, it still wants to go in a little bit more. We're doing like really fine adjustments here. All I want is just for this to touch it ever so slightly. We're almost there. Just a little more. Does it have to be this accurate? Maybe not. We're there. Now, the trick is getting this to stay in place and putting the lock nut, you know, like bind it up there. This method is not the greatest. I'm finding it's a little finicky. I wish the lock nut was a little different. Hey, look, a 13mm wrench. Haha! I have two. Not now. I already had it. It's just that I did not know I had this one. Okay, the thing is, I don't want this to move in this direction exactly. So I'll just put that there. And I'll cinch this one. That might have moved anyway. Let's see. Then there's always like something like the last millimeter before touching it. There's always something that kind of binds it, and then you have to push, and then it moves too fast. Nah, yeah, we're good. We're there. Okay. 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 Yeah. I mean, it is what it is, I guess. That's part of this whole process. Okay, I have to take off the fence because I'm going to do a 4-foot cut here. Cut it in half. Then in half again. We're close to half. Whoa. Still cutting things oversized because, you know, if by some chance the drawers change size, I need to keep adjusting. So I just want everything relatively close to what I need it to be. Then if things shrink, I can just cut them down a little more. So let's see here. Opening up the drawing super quick. It's been open. SketchUp has been opening a lot faster now for some reason. I did delete a couple of things off this computer, so that might be the reason why. So we're looking at 484. We could be looking at 504 with the tongues or the inset. So 504. Yeah, 504 is less than 2 feet. It's like 20 inches. So if I cut it into 4-foot pieces and then into 2-foot pieces, we should be good to go. It's a little less than 2 foot per floating panel. So we are golden. Actually, I could have just left the fence on. Oh, sometimes I wonder why you guys watch my stream. It's always struggling, always going back and forth. Okay, we'll set that there. We'll set this as just a stop block. And we'll grab our panel here. But this is in the way now. I have to move it. And I don't need it to come all the way back here. So we are good. Nice. This is not cinched up yet. Cleanup cut. And then do a couple of 2-foot boards. The cut wasn't as straight as I would have liked it to be, but we can still do another cleanup cut. Because like I said, this will inset a little bit more into the other boards. Look at all that blowout. I should definitely get like a full kerf cross-cutting blade, because then I can use the panel scoring blade. I have a scoring blade that goes here. I could then use that for avoiding that kind of stuff to from happening. Anyway, this is gonna get trimmed down further, so not super worried about that. Okie dokie, so now we have these pieces here. They're not finished because they have to be trimmed down quite a bit more, because this panel is too big unless I make the floating panel like that. Like, instead of flat on the inside, I could have the panel just go up to where I need it here, like that, like halfway through. Seems okay. But on the inside, I might have to just shim like I have to shim down the words come to me. Where the I would have to shim the side where the side rails, the drawer rails will bolt onto, screw onto. My God. Oh, me and words. What's going on? The panels are not super straight. I can probably run them through the planer. I mean the table saw again. Now that they're smaller and more manageable, I could probably get a better cut. Because they're not perfect. Could try and use the nothing. Let's just set this to the side. Okay, we have all our pieces done. I have to just determine whether or not I'm going to be using the center or not. I think that they have to also be the same thickness. Let's see if that's the case. They seem, at least these seem to be all the same thickness. These were all run at the same time. There might be, no, this seems okay. That one over there, I can see it from here, is a little thicker. Let's see if that's true. Yeah, this needs to be run through the planer a couple more times, or the jointer. But this one's considerably thicker. Yeah, still needs a little bit more work. I can do that super quick. Another problem I've been having is see, this works. That looks straight. Might be just the table saw side then, as this is the jointer side. Although this looks, I'll probably pass this on both sides to a jointer. This is a jointer side, and this is a jointer side. And when I put it on and I sight it down, it is straight. So that's good. But if I were to flip this board around and use the table saw cut, it bows out. There's a pivot. That would be a pivot point. And the angle is off. So at least I know the jointer is working correctly. Which means they're all basically the same size. I could run them all through the jointer and flatten out that side. Get them all to be the same size. And fix that bevel. This should be the table saw side. Oh, they're not all the same size. That's the problem. We also have to check these. Also have to check whether or not these are straight. They're all different sizes, which is not great. It should be 3 inches, so they still have to come down inside quite a bit. We'll do that as well. You are back. Welcome back. Okay, what to do now? What's the next step? Still need to clean these up in size. They're a little off. They're all a little off. This needs to come down in thickness. Let's just move this panel out of the way so we can use the jointer. Because I've been having better results on the jointer than on the thickness planer, of course. Thickness planer is on its way out. I want to replace it. I don't have the money for it yet, but I thought this new finished carpentry job was going to be a little more long-lived. Apparently, we are getting close to finishing it. Yeah. Hello there. How's it going? Yeah, sometimes I like to be barefoot, but, you know, let's put on the vacuum hose because this makes a lot of chips. Good evening. You're from Europe, it seems. It's still morning here. We're in the Caribbean. North Dakota. Evening? Ah, okay. North Dakota. Here we go with that snipe on the jointer. Jointer's been giving me snipe for some reason. But if I pass it again, it goes away. So, we don't know what that's about. Let's just use the paddles, just in case. No. Don't get any OSHA violations. Just dropped it. Okay. Yeah, I'm not a morning person either. I dropped it, but it's no biggie because this is going to get a tongue on it. So, no use crying over spilled milk. The only problem I see is that if it compresses and pushes the wood upwards. So, 3/4 inch tap? No, I don't. I made one with a threaded rod, but I don't have a tap. I just have the small kit. You're looking to buy one? I'll have to see if recommended or something. Because I did make my my vise with a threaded rod. Not the greatest thing in the world. But, you know, being poor and not having any money at the time, I just made it with whatever I had on hand. Okay. I gotcha. Let's see. We're looking good. When I get it close, then see if they're parallel. Here we go again with the snipe. Don't know what causes it, but I think one more pass would be enough. Still a hair off. Pass it one more time. Went a little thinner. But yeah, that's what happens when you don't use the right tools. I could keep this for like the bottom side and let's just identify it as the bottom piece. We can just like skip over this one, keep it somewhere out of the way. Yeah. Okay, let's do the final dimensioning on those pieces. Let's just push this out of the way. So what kind of engineering do you do? Do you manufacture tools and stuff, or? I know you said something, but I was kind of in the middle of setting things up and cutting, so I was kind of concentrating on that. Sorry about that. The fly. My new cat is doing it the same thing, but with his tail. He has this thing against his own tail. Chases it around like a maniac, and then stops to just clean it, and then keeps on following it and running around his tail, playing with its tail. Let's see, where is the thing that I'm supposed to be using? Let's take this battery off. Oh. Oh, nice. I was thinking about taking mechanical engineering at some point in my life, but I think that time has come and passed. Right now, if anything, what I decided on studying though was industrial design. How's it going, man? How's it going, Buck? Where is the pin and the wrench? I know they're here somewhere. I saw them earlier today. I just want to change out the blade. Where did I put that wrench? So wrench and the through bolt. Here we go. I know. I knew they were somewhere around here. So I was going to study industrial design for like furniture design and stuff like that. I wanted to make chairs. Miyagi. Mr. Miyagi. I don't know if she'll get that reference though. And I'm saying that because she's my sister, you know. Mr. Miyagi. Ah, yeah. That's part of it. Mr. Miyagi is from Karate Kid. Mr. Miyagi's from Karate Kid, and I believe he caught like a fly with chopsticks or something like that. So that's why he's asking. Look at me explaining jokes. Let's move the camera. Don't know how the stream is in relation to what I'm hearing. Let me just check, because there is some lag, because my internet is not the greatest thing here. She's like, I know I told you didn't want to water the garden, but this is too much. Moisture sensors in the on the soil and all that kind of stuff, or not that far technologically speaking. Okay, let's see if this works. Let's see if they will come out nice and straight without any teeth marks. Pretty sure it won't, but kind of predict where they are going to be. Oh, but that's not too complicated. That's not overly complicated. Okay, still having some inconsistency. Yeah, let me just set the blade, because apparently this is not at square. Well, should set it from this side. That's not the right direction. It's the other one. I'm gonna have to check the stop for the angle adjustment, because the stop might be caked up with sawdust, and it's kind of throwing it off a little bit. Not a lot, but something, you know? Let's run this through again. I'll have to run all of them through, because again, this will change the size ever so slightly. Don't want to have it bite too hard on it either. Just nibble. See, now the saw marks are a little better, so it might have been that. Nah, I don't think that was the problem. Now, again, if I were to place this on this piece, which is jointed on both sides, just sit it on top. Now we have a nice straight line going down, as opposed to before it was just leaning that way. So that it meant that this side was, the angle was leaning inwards a little bit. Okay, so one down. Let's do all of them. This one could actually take an advantage and trim off that piece that got caved in when it fell. Oh, it's actually a little thinner than this, so still have to clean it up a bit. Just set it up to this size. Still not enough. Again. Move it a little bit more. This is supposed to give me Like the best cut ever. Totally the best blade out in the market. Giving you clean cuts. And it just bites it like crazy. Just saw marks everywhere. It looks clean enough, but, you know, it's not perfect. Subpar glue lines, maybe, but not crisp, clean glue lines. Look at that. That's horrible. I have a Freud Rip Blade, 24 tooth Rip Blade. Yeah, I'm not getting a good joint. There's still a little bit of an angle here. Well, you know what? I'm just gonna run them through the joiner, and then I have two good sides, and forget about it. This is just to get it to the same size as everything else. It might be that the blade is not going to 90, and the fence might be towed in as well. Yeah. Because I can use the other blade, and it works perfectly. No. It might be set up, you know. Might be setup issues. Just have to try and figure them out when I'm done with this project, because I'm not gonna take a couple hours off work just to set it up right now, you know. Just have to get it done. Okay, they're all the same size. So, technically speaking, I could run them through the jointer, take off whatever misalignment there is here. Just mark them with a pencil. Make sure that I'm gonna do the same side. This jointer, this is table saw. Jointer, table saw. Table saw. Definitely table saw. Table saw. This one seems to be a little... Yeah, this one had some issues, either warping or what it was. I have no idea, but it's a little weird. This one does not sit very well on the jointer fence. But at least this edge does not. But there's a point where you just have to roll with it. They're all the same size. They're all squared up. I'll put some shoes on in a second. Ta-da! That looks way better. That looks way better. Okay, so this I can put now to the side. This is done. This is done. All this needs is to be I need to route out the joints. Route out the joints on the legs. So I can just start like dry fitting stuff together, and afterwards we can decide whether to tongue and groove the panel. I'm guessing I can do that, right? I don't know. I'm guessing I can tongue and groove the panel, at least here on the sides. Yeah, I think we can. I think we can. It's a new bit, so we shouldn't have any problems. Okay, so that's set up. Let me just start looking for the router here real quick. Set that up, because that takes a little bit of time. Let's put away our engineer squares. I have a small set here. Not the best. They're not the best, because I think that at least this big one is ever so slightly off. But what are you going to do? They're not the most expensive engineer squares out in the market, but they're better than the squares I have here that were Home Depot brand bought things. So yeah, we still have all the door fronts to do. We could also do that before routing, because then I don't have to knock down the setup to then route. But at the same time, I have to make sure that everything will fit into place. Hey, thanks for the follow. Thank you. Thank you so much. Hey, the thing didn't pop up. I had a little thing working here. Hey, coffee time. Hey, thanks for that, man. Oh crap, it's almost 12 o'clock. But you know what? I'll do a coffee break for you. We will do coffee time. Hello, hello there. Hi, hi, hi. Let's see here. We'll do that. We'll do coffee time. Log in, Twitch. I don't know why the overlays didn't really work. What happened here? I don't know why it didn't work. Let's do something here. Let's see if I emulate follow event. There we go. Okay, there you go. Hidoki. Um, let's do a coffee break. So for those who are new, who are watching, um, when we go to coffee break, I go and grab my coffee equipment. I have some of it here already in the shop. We're gonna go and fetch that, bring it back here. We'll just brew a cup of coffee and chat for a bit, see how it tastes. Just sit back and chill out for a bit. So I'll put a coffee break sign here for a second, and once I got everything here set up, we'll meet up back here in the shop. So if you want to brew a cup of coffee and join me, you're more than welcome to. So I'll be back in a couple of minutes. Okay, we're back. Just put on my headphones. Took them off because then it's a little more difficult to connect them back once I'm in the room. Sometimes I forget to reconnect the Bluetooth adapter, and yeah, just wasted time. Okay, so we have our kettle here. You know what I didn't bring? My little measuring cup for the coffee beans. But I'll just use bottom part of the grinder. So we're still rocking the Ethiopian. I did get my new coffee in yesterday. So we'll soon be trying out a very acidic tasting Costa Rican, apparently, at least at the flavor tones. It says lemon. It says, I think it's chocolate as well. So I don't know about that mixture, lemon, chocolate, and acidic. So those are the descriptors for it. I have no idea how it tastes yet. Haven't tried it. Remove one bean. 20 grams exactly. So I figured that 20 grams to 200 milliliters of water is a good amount to go with. Most people actually just recommend, like, you're gonna lose a couple of grams or part of a gram with static here, because I didn't bring the little spray bottle either. Um, Most people use a 1 to 15 ratio, but I've not really loved that ratio when it comes to brewing like V60s and that kind of stuff. So if you at least want a cup of coffee, I would recommend maybe doing 20 grams for 200 milliliters to 200 grams of water. So 1 in 10, and you'll get a better result, in my opinion. I've seen that there's also been some changes to like AeroPress recipes. They were usually using like 1 to I don't know the ratio, but it was like 30 grams for 200 milliliters of water, and it was a pretty massive dose for just a cup of coffee. And usually I would like it to last a little more than just a week. So yeah, 30 grams of coffee was a little too much for me. Not that it tasted bad, it tasted amazing. Some of the best coffee cups I've had was with an AeroPress and using that ratio, but 30 grams for a cup of coffee. Well, you know, it's better to start now than later, you know. You get this little grinder here. I would say this is like the bare minimum you should have if you're a coffee enthusiast. Have a good hand grinder. It's almost as good as having a very expensive uh powered regular like coffee or espresso grinder. This thing will do espresso, and it will do just about anything. Okay, no worries, man. You crushed that meeting. But yeah, good hand grinder. This is a 1Z Presso. It's one. It has a one and a letter Z and then Presso with two S's. 1Z Presso JX Pro. Um, I got it because a lot of people just said it was like really good for the money, and I have to say that I do agree. Oh, what's going on here? Something. Oh, right. I have the grinds here. I'm a dummy dumb. I'm screwing this all over the place like it was no biggie. Let's just move some of this paper taste. Thing is, I don't have anywhere to throw that water now. The only thing I don't like about this brewer, and I think I said it yesterday as well, so I just keep on repeating myself. It doesn't really sit well on the bottom. I don't know if it's because of the bearing on the bottom. This does have like a little ball bearing. Throw this water out. Well, I have a trash bag here. I could just throw it in here. It's just a little bit. Dump our coffee in. Yeah, this hand grinder was, I believe it's like one something. If memory serves me right, I think it was less than $200. Didn't go up to 200. And the coffee you get from it is just really good. I think I have to change out the burrs. Maybe. Maybe I'm just being a little too paranoid or whatever. I think I'm just not getting as consistent of a grind because it was like for some reason I thought that conical burrs were more uniformal in their grind size than flat burrs, but apparently that's not the case. At least I've seen that happen here with the pour overs because pour overs you get the fines come out on top the coarser grounds will sit on the bottom. And I've been having some little patches of really fine grinds here, and I'm not sure if it's because of inconsistent grinding or if it's because that's just the nature of this burr type of burr. Okay, we're gonna do the same thing as yesterday. We're just gonna have a little immersion brew here. Move it to the side. Careful not to spill anything. Give it a couple seconds, but then I'll try to knock down these coffee grounds that are just floating on top. Want them to be immersed. I really like this Ethiopian. I really did enjoy it quite a bit. Oh, turn off. Here we go. Wait 2 minutes for steeping. I really don't need the decanter, to be honest. I could have just dropped it here. Well, the thing is that, well, it has a little rubber grommet on the bottom, and it sometimes sits on top of the coffee. So here it doesn't really touch it at all. So if I set this like on top of the table or something, it's best to just not have it touch your brew. Okay, 2 minutes have passed. Flip the switch. Not going to use the spoon anymore, so I'll just place it here for now. Just a matter of waiting until this draws down. So there's this guy on YouTube called Sprometheus. And I forgot again to turn off the vacuum. Just wailing there in the background, just used to listening to it. Keep forgetting to turn it off. So there's this guy on YouTube called Sprometheus, and he does all his content is coffee related. Um, he tests out like equipment and gives his 2 cents on industry standards and stuff like that. Um, and he used this V60. It's called the Hario switch, and he's like, well, you could have both things, like immersion or drip coffee, with just the flick of the switch. And he's like, no, that's not what it's meant for. It's meant to be experimental. And he started making this whole process of stop and go processes of adding the water, waiting a couple seconds, this amount of time, then flipping the switch, then turning it off, then adding more water, then doing this and that. And like, I mean, coffee is, I've complicated myself way too much already to now start doing all this other bunch of gymnastics. So, like, yeah, no. If I want immersion, I'll do immersion. If I want drip coffee, I'll do drip coffee. So, yeah, I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole right now. Give it a couple more seconds. Little drips to fall down. Want to see if it's, yeah, there's still something in the chamber. See, this time I did not get all that many fines on top. So that's great. So it's, I don't know what it is. Flip the switch and stop the flow. So if there's like any excess drips or stuff that can stay there. That's another advantage of this thing. Nice, clean cup of coffee. No fines on the bottom. That's always a good sign. Don't like sipping the grits at the end. Like very fine coffee particles. For one, I don't think they're, you don't really digest those really well. I think. I have no idea. Talking out of my ass. Yeah. I welcome anybody to buy beans and grind them yourself. I know that store-bought pre-ground is pretty convenient, but never gonna taste the same. Raining. Been a good couple of rainy days. Yeah. The descriptors for this was blueberries and lemon loaf. I've never gotten the lemon loaf taste, or never actually like noticed it. The other one I had, I think it was a Colombian. That was really tasty. It was like chocolate strawberries. It was really good. It was really good. Forward to drinking that again at some point. but I'll have to try to find it in their website because they don't, with the subscription that they give you like different coffees that they get their hands on, but they only have a very um, few coffees on their store that actually resemble the ones that they give you. For instance, this Ethiopian was very close to the Ethiopian that they sent me. That's why I bought that one. And it tasted pretty similar, but not the same. The other one was like, wow, blueberry muffins, really, really noticeable. This one you get just like the hint of blueberries and chocolate. But yeah, definitely buy beans, grind them. I tried roasting. Um, Not good at roasting yet. I still have some of the decaf beans I could try and roast. I don't have any decaf right now, so I could maybe dip my hands in that again a little bit. But yeah, it's just another expensive side of the hobby, which is already expensive enough. And I'm kind of hoping I don't fall into that rabbit hole because it's just too expensive. It's too expensive. A good roaster that will, at the very least, roast a pound of coffee at a time costs $3,000. That's quite a bit of money. And if you want it to be like consistent and if you want it to be uh, less of a hassle and all that stuff, that's why you're paying 3,000 bucks. Um, Alternatively, there's little like air popper roasters, and those are a lot cheaper. I believe the there's one that's pretty well known. You can buy it on Amazon, and I believe it's like $200, something like that. And they say it's pretty good. Yeah, she does. She doesn't make coffee. I'm the one that makes it in the morning. So um, we do have a mocha pot, Nagreca. We have a mocha pot, and we have this thing. We have the AeroPress. Then we have the crazy expensive um, espresso machine. She doesn't know how to use any of them except for the mocha pot. So if anything happens, she at least has the mocha pot she can play with. But yeah, anything else, she doesn't know how to do a V60 or anything. I told her, hey, I could show you, and she's like, yeah, whatever. So I'm stuck doing the coffee, which is such a pain. But yeah, she's like, if anything happens to you, I can't make coffee if I don't have like a mocha pot or something. And I'm like, well, let's just get one. And you know, if I by some reason break my hands or something or can't grind, for a couple of days, I was really hurting in the mornings trying to grind when I figured out that I shouldn't use my hands as hammers or mallets. So um, I couldn't grab the grinder like that. I still grab it and I still feel a little pain here, but it just and then goes away. But for a couple of days, I would grab onto the grinder and it was just a sharp pain, and then I would have to grind a light grind, which is harder to grind. And I'm like, oh my god, making espressos in the morning, which requires more force and more time. I'm just a masochist. I'm just a masochist for coffee. Anyway, we are reaching the end of the stream. If you guys would like me to raid, we could do that. I'm gonna take a break and eat something because usually I something was that. Yeah, battery powered grinders they exist. but they're not really good. They're not really good. They tend to bind. So for even for like course grounds, they tend to bind up. They don't have the required power to move. Yeah, just you know, doing finished carpentry up in the scaffold and just hitting it with the hand or pulling on it real hard and my wrists are just yeah, you could do that. You can do that. I've seen people do that. It does have a hex head, so I don't know if you can see that. There's a hex head right there. Yep, it is lunchtime. So it does have a hex head. You could maybe even put an adapter on it. Actually, it's not a hex head. It has more sides to it. So I would not recommend it. Instead of 6, it has 12 sides just to accommodate easy like location. Yeah. I do want a powered grinder. Um the thing is that the one that I want is too expensive. Like $1,500 plus shipping. It's like I'm gonna have to sit on that one. It's like, yeah, I'll sit that one out for now. I need a new planer, so I'll first buy a planer, then I'll think about the grinder. But right now, I really need a new planer. Using this Launchbox planer um, has worked out up until now, but it's giving me problems, and I'd just better like change it out and get a industrial one. Yep, 1,500 for a grinder. The other option is a $600 one. It comes from Europe, so shipping would be another I don't know how much. So like, yeah. Plus, it's always like in back order. People are whenever they come, they just send out like emails telling people, "Hey, we're they're back in stock. Come and get it." And people just go crazy, buy them out super quick. So yeah, I don't think I'll be getting my hands on that one either for a good while. That'd be interesting to see. Um, yeah, it requires a lot of precise machining and stuff because if the the two faces, the two grinding surfaces, if they're not aligned correctly, if they're like out by ever so slightly, you're gonna have a whole bunch of problems. So in that case, it's like, do I really wanna, risk it? It's like, anyway. But it is time for me to go have lunch. So if there's any new like streamers that you guys would like me to check out, no, no, that does not. That's not the case, unfortunately. Well, I enjoy it, I enjoy making the coffee and trying different things. Let's see here. Who do we have in making and crafting? We basically have the same people on as always. I keep seeing people do Legos on stream as a maker and crafter. I mean, it could be. I would probably like classify that more as art than making and crafting because I mean you're putting things together. Yeah. Well, there's mediocre television. He prints out he makes prints and such. He's kind of a funny guy, I guess. But I've been hard pressed to find like woodworkers here on Twitch. It's been kind of hard. I think most of us are already in the Craftsman's Guild. Yeah, I'm the only one that streams in the mornings. So, and the other ones I've seen are like European or South American. So you don't really get a lot of English woodworkers after like noon here, which is sad. I wish I could just bump you over to another channel. Hey, what's this? It's like hand carving. Looks like hand carving. Yeah, wood carving. Delio Mac. Yeah, it is. Unless you're like set up for it and such, it's a little difficult. I found somebody we could probably raid. Is this old guy? He's doing hand carving. Looks good. Oh, we'll jump over there. So I would like to thank you guys for being here and joining me. If you haven't followed yet, be sure to do so, and I'll see you guys in the next one. So take care, guys. See you soon. I'll see you next week, to be honest. Hey. Thanks for the
77
follow.
is now following.
Okay. Thanks, my dude. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, yes, I'll remember. Yeah. Well, we're gonna be rating some guy called Delio Mac. If anything, if you like it, then if not, then jump somewhere else. I'll just give him a little raid here, just to change it up a bit. But I'll see you next time. Take care. Peace. Bye.